Welcome to the Widowed Mom Podcast, episode 342, 5 Ideas for Creating New Traditions After Loss.
Welcome to the Widowed Mom Podcast, the only podcast that offers a proven process to help you work through your grief, to grow, evolve, and create a future you can truly look forward to. Here's your host, Master Certified Life Coach, Grief Expert, Widow, and Mom, Krista St-Germain.
Hey there, welcome to another episode of the podcast. It is holiday time, so if the holidays are feeling heavy or complicated and you're thinking about traditions and maybe a little bit worried about how it's all going to go down, I hope this episode helps you. I wanted to share a few ideas for new holiday traditions, not because we're trying to replace what you had, but because sometimes we want to create space for something new. We want to create space for evolution. We want to figure out what it is that we might need now. And sometimes that means doing things differently. So please consider what I offer in this episode just invitations. Never any rules, just possibilities, right? Borrow from them if you like them, adjust them, ignore them completely if none of them feel quite right to you. But if the older traditions feel too painful or don't feel like they fit you anymore, you are allowed to try something different. And so here's some different ideas. All right, here's five things that just might be a little bit different that maybe you want to incorporate this year. Number one, write a letter to your person every year. Every holiday season, consider taking time to write a letter to your person. Maybe in that letter, you tell them what's changed. You tell them what stayed the same. You tell them what you miss. You tell them what made you smile, what you wish they could have seen, right? Anything that you want them to know as you approach the holiday season. Maybe it could be on a particular day of the holiday season. If you celebrate Christmas, maybe it's something you do on Christmas Eve or Christmas morning. Doesn't really matter, right? But if there's something that you want to say and it feels good to you to write that down and capture what this last year has been like for you, you can do that in a letter. It's not about what you do with that letter either. You can keep it, you can burn it, you can put it in a journal, you can throw it away, it doesn't matter. The idea is, can you take what's in here, pointing to my chest, and get it out onto paper to your person? It's not about being poetic. It's not about a particular length or a particular style of writing. It's just from your heart to their heart. Would you like them to know something about your past year? Would that feel good for you? The idea being that sometimes we need a place for what's inside of us to land, right? A place for it to go. And this just gives somewhere for all of that stuff that maybe is inside of you to go. And because your person felt safe to you, maybe this would too. So consider writing them a letter and see how that feels to you. The second idea is to wrap a gift for yourself. And you could do this from many different angles. Maybe you choose something that you know that they would have loved to give you. Maybe there was something they always loved to give you. I've had many clients like that who their person had a tradition of giving them a particular kind of gift. Maybe they made something for them. So you could get yourself something that they would have gotten you as a way to enjoy that connection. Maybe you could get yourself something that speaks to who you're becoming in this next chapter of your life. It's never something they would have even known to get you because maybe it's so current that it reflects who you're becoming or who you see yourself as now. The idea is an opportunity to create a connection either with your person, with yourself, and have a little special moment. You could wrap it, you could label it, you could put it under the tree. And it's like a sign of self-respect, of self-love. And then when you open it, you can let that be a little moment that you have that feels good to you in a season that may otherwise not feel so good to you. So consider that one. Number 3, I love this one. Give a gift in their honor. And this could be anything that feels like it would be serving their memory. So it could be a donation to a cause that they cared about. It could be a gift to someone that they loved. It could be a gift to someone that they never met but would have loved or would have wanted to help. It could be a random act of kindness that feels like something they would have done or they would have appreciated having been done in their name. This could be very tiny. This does not have to be a big expensive thing. It could be paying for someone's coffee. It could be volunteering. It doesn't even have to be monetary, right? But giving something in honor of, in memory of. And again, the point is not the size of the gift or honestly even the impact of the gift as much as it is the intention behind the giving of the gift. So taking what mattered to them, letting it live on through you. A lot of us do this in other ways, but maybe there's a way you haven't done it before that would feel good to you to do. And number 4, there's always just this angst for some of us around recipes and food and holiday traditions that revolve around what they like to eat, what they would have enjoyed, what they made, those kinds of things. And sometimes I think we just get into a rut where maybe we always make the dish that they would have loved and maybe nobody else is eating it. Maybe it doesn't feel good to us to make it anymore. Maybe we've avoided making that dish that they love and we feel like we're ready for that this year. It's not really so much about a particular thing to cook as it is about evaluate what you are cooking and then think about what would I like to be different here? Maybe I cook one new thing every year. So if the thought of making something that you always made for them or they always made for themselves is very painful to you and it's not something that you enjoy the idea of, don't make it. If you've been forcing yourself to make it, let it go. If you want to try a new thing that maybe they would have loved because they had a particular affinity for a certain food and you found a recipe with that food in it. So, it's ingredients that they loved. You could try that. Maybe you make something that they absolutely would have hated, but you love. And that feels kind of silly and funny to you, something that perhaps you would have joked about had you made because they would have disliked it so much. Or maybe there was a bunch of different things that they like and you find it fun to kind of cycle through all those recipes and do a different one each year. So the idea again is that it's not to be done in a particular way. It is to assess how am I doing it and how could I do it differently so that it might feel the way that I want to feel. Maybe I want to feel connection. Maybe I want to feel lighthearted. Maybe I want to feel a little more jovial or a little more fun. Let it be an experiment. Let it be, nothing permanent, right? All of these traditions, we get so wrapped up around this idea of traditions as though if we start one, we have to carry it on, or if it has been started, we can't stop it. And none of that is true. We can experiment with things. We can consider a new tradition and then let it evolve over time so that it feels right to us because we evolve over time. Okay, this last one came from one of my clients and I loved this idea. And so I wanted to share it with you, which is to create a memory themed holiday tree. She did this and she decided for her tree, she said she decorated it with red and gold and silver ornaments and she used white lights and snowflakes. And she put on the snowflakes the names of loved ones and meaningful events that they shared throughout the year. And her intention is to add to this tree annually so that it becomes kind of a living memory. And that it then contains memories of things that happened that year and names of people that matter to her. And it kind of honors all of the things in the past, but then also because it's living, makes room for what is yet to come and kind of welcomes the future. And I love that idea. So it's not about making this glamorous tree that, comes out of a Hallmark movie. It's about what would feel like connection or intention or meaning or love to me in a visual representation. And she chose a tree. I just think that's lovely. So the beauty of all of these ideas is that you can shape them any way you want. There's no one right way to do tradition. What is right is what feels good to you. And that's what we want to lean into. So if you've been holding yourself to do things that you don't feel good about doing anymore and you're just doing them because they are tradition, we can let them go. If you want to experiment and try some new ways of doing things, there are options. Let yourself play with it. Be a little scientist. See what feels good to you and follow that. And then you learn. And then you change the next year. All right? They can be simple. They can be messy. It can be totally optional. Most of all, I want them to serve you and where you are in your grief and your life. All right? That's what I have for you this week. Remember, I love you. You've got this. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. If you like what you've been hearing on this podcast and want to create a future you can truly get excited about even after the loss of your spouse, I invite you to join my Mom Goes On coaching program. It's small group coaching just for widowed moms like you, where I'll help you figure out what's holding you back and give you the tools and support you need so you can move forward with confidence. please don't settle for a new normal that's less than what you deserve. Go to coachingwithkrista.com and click Work With Me for details and next steps. I can't wait to meet you.